There's going to be spoilers to this one. Yeah, because I want to talk about some shit that's in Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's directed by Jason Reitman. It's written by both him and Gil Keenan. And I wanted to like this movie. And in the start, just put the whole movie on bad terms with me. I just did not like it. Why? Because Harold Ramis is dead. And the start of this movie uses the likeness of him in shadow or something like that to kind of kickstart and set up this plot. What I also don't like is as this movie goes, you find out that all this time, Egon was an asshole who abandons his family. And none of his Ghostbuster friends believe anything he says or does. And most of the Ghostbusters have really lame lives and things like that. And I'm just like, oh, awesome. They all grew up miserable. Oh, great. You've made Egon into Luke Skywalker. Even more so later on. What is this movie about? Well, Egon dies in some middle of the nowhere house. And then his estranged daughter and her kids have to move in because she's the worst mother ever. Never even tries to get a job, by the way. Worst mother ever. And has to move into this place with the kids. And of course the kids find Ghostbuster stuff and evidence of ghosts. And the kids bust the ghosts. Now, I'm sitting there, this whole movie thinking, wow, Egon, you're a piece of shit. And then about, I don't know, an hour and 20 minutes into the movie, they give you the explanation. And it's the explanation you expect. It's no one believed him, but he had to save us. He had to make sacrifices. He did it all for us. And I'm like, really? Really? There's no better way you could have done this? Really? So the first 20 minutes is just all establishing stuff. And it's really boring. Because the first movie had everything established in like 10 minutes. Anyway, over 20 minutes in, oh, look, there's Paul Rudd. And what is Paul Rudd there to do? He's there to be like, hey, remember Ghostbusters? Check it out. Old Ghostbusters. Sweet. Anyway, there's a scene where he recognizes a trap because Egon's granddaughter found a trap. And he's like, wow, I think that's a real one. And then he sees like this little thing like trailing out of it, like there might be something inside. And then the next scene, he's just like, hey, let's try to open this thing. And they're like, yeah. Wait, if you know that's a trap, why are you opening? Why do you want that open? All right, I guess so more of the movie can happen. There's like barely any ghosts in like the first hour. It takes ages for fucking ghosts to appear. So freaking long. And another thing that keeps this movie from plugging along is the kid's mother in this movie. She is Skylar from Breaking Bad. She might have a point or whatever, but it just seems like she's a giant roadblock to things progressing, and she's really annoying, and I wanted her to go away. But she never did. And there's a scene where the kids are discovering stuff about the ghosts and all the evil shit that's happening. There's all these dates about bad things that are happening. Oh, this coincides with this. This coincides with this. Hey, of course, there's one from 1984. This coincides with the ghost attack. And then there's no 1989. I'm like, okay, so what? Ghostbusters 2 does not exist in this world? Just fucking... Okay. And just think, just at the point where I'm at my most bored, thinking like, is anything going to happen? There's going to be ghosts in this Ghostbusters movie? That's when Paul Rudd walks into a Walmart for a giant-ass product placement. And I'm just like, fuck you, movie. Fuck you. In fact, the ending was kind of predictable and telegraphed too. Yes, the old fart saved the day. There's cameos galore. There's fan service out the arse. I said this in previous reviews. I wasn't looking forward to this because I thought it'd be a giant fan service wank fest. And that's exactly what this movie is. Also, is the Ghostbusters Afterlife equivalent of The Force Awakens. Force Awakens is A New Hope. This movie, Ghostbusters Afterlife, is the original Ghostbusters, which is awesome. What? And then they use Egon's ghost at the end to help save the day. And then it just stays there. And stays there. And hangs around. And hangs around. I'm just like, please don't do that. Please just make that stop. You don't need to do any of that. Just make it stop. Don't. No. Did not like. I didn't like it. There's flashes of coolness here. The Ghostbusters car having a gunner seat is really cool. Some of the ghost-busting action scenes are really fun. The ghosts are done well. Kind of like the way this movie looks. Just wish interesting shit happened in it. My wife said this movie was like an S-wave, which is something I mentioned in the movie. It's like, this movie's like this. You know? Interesting, bad, interesting. That's the whole movie. And I like this as much as the ladies' version. So it gets a 2. Wow. Just because you said it in a country town doesn't make it original, especially when you're ripping off the first movie every chance you get. Jeez. And if the old Ghostbusters place is now a Starbucks, how come it wasn't a Starbucks at the end of the movie? They really try. They try really hard to bringing you back in and giving you these emotional beats and gut punches. But I'm sorry, you fucking failed. You tried to Disney me in one way, which means giving me the heartfelt emotional moments, make me go, ah. Instead, you Disneyed me the other way, where I feel emotionally manipulated and I feel like this movie was a complete piece of shit waste of time. Fuck you, Force Awakens, for ruining how movies are made now and reboots and shit. Fuck this movie. I don't want to talk about it anymore.